Okay, this is test number 1. This is our study guide. We're through section 5.6 now. The last thing we did was standard form. Question number 1 says write y equals 3/5 x plus 12 in standard form using integers. Okay, first thing with integers, you have to get rid of 3 over 5. You can't have that fraction. Integers just means no fractions, no decimals. So the inverse of divide by 5, when you say 3 over 5 divide by 5, is to multiply everything by 5. You need to multiply the y by 5, and you'll get 5y. You need to multiply 3/5 by 5, and it'll cancel out the division of 5, and it'll just leave you with equal 3x. And you need to multiply 12 by 5, and that'll be plus 60. So you should have 5y equals 3x plus 60. In order to make it standard form, though, it needs to say ax plus by equals c. So the only thing that's out of place here is the 3x, the positive 3x. It needs to move to the other side of the equal sign. It's positive 3x, so if it goes to the other side, it's going to become negative 3x. And you want it to say the x term first. So negative 3x, positive or plus 5y equals c, which is 60. So your final answer for number 1, negative 3x plus 5y equals 60. Do the same thing for number 2. It's almost the exact same problem, just with some different numbers thrown in there. Get rid of divide by 3, or 2 over 3 divide by 3, by multiplying everything by 3. And 3 times y will be 3y equals 2/3 times 3 will cancel out 2 divided by 3 and just leaves you with 2x. And then 3 times 8 will be plus 24. Again, the only part that's out of place is the 2x part of the term, or the 2x term. That needs to go to the left side of the equation. It's positive 2x, so it becomes negative 2x plus 3y equals 24. Notice we didn't change anything with 3y or with positive 24. They just stay as positive. So your final answer for number 2, negative 2x plus 3y equals 24. Number 3 says the grocery sells kumquats for $4.75 a pound and Asian pears for $3.50 a pound. Write an equation in standard form for weights of kumquats K and Asian pears P that a customer could buy with $14. Okay, so your first one, $4.75 or 4.75 times K plus $3.50 or 3.50 times P equals $14. So that's in standard form. AX plus BY equals C, or A times K in this term we're calling X, plus B times Y, which is P, equals 14 is our C. So again, 475K plus 350P equals $14 is your standard form of an equation. AX plus BY equals C. Number 4, you're finding the slope of a line. And number 5, you're finding the slope of a line. We're going to have a negative slope first off for number 4. You can count them when they're going through integer points. The easier integers to find are the ones where they're not going through the middle of lines. Is the y-intercept looks like it's at positive 2, and then 1 all the way off to the right, where its point will be 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. So if you're starting from 0, 2, and you're going to 4, negative 1, you have to count. Remember, your slope is how many times you go up and down over how many times you go left or right. Your rise over your run. If you go up, it's positive. Down, it's negative. If you go left, it's negative. To the right, it's positive. So we have to go up or down first. If you're starting at 0, 2, you need to go down 1, 2, 3 times. Since we went down 3 times, it's negative 3. And we go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Since we go to the right, it'll be positive 4. So I wrote them on my thing, but it'll be negative 3 over positive 4 is your slope. On this page, I wrote them as an ordered pair. Number 5 is easy to find the slope as well because you have more integer points. Looks like at negative 2, 0 is a good one, and at 0, 3 is a good one. So to go from negative 2, 0, you need to go up. See how many times you go up or down. You go up 1, 2, 3 times, and you go to the right 2 times. So since we went up, it's positive 3, to the right, positive 2. So your slope for number 5 is 3 over 2. Number 6, we're finding the slope of these two lines, number 6 and number 7. Okay, your slope formula is the change of y, so y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over the change of x sub 2 minus x sub 1. The easiest way to do that is to label your points. 5, 6 will be x sub 1, y sub 1, and 7, 1 will be x sub 2, y sub 2. Plug your values in. Y sub 2's value is 1 minus y sub 1 is 6 over x sub 2 is 7 minus x sub 1 is 5. 1 minus 6 will be negative 5 over 7 minus 5 will be 2. So your slope, there's no number that goes into both 5 and 2. Your slope will be negative 5 over 2 in simplified form for number 6. Use the same formula for number 7. Again, label your points. X sub 1, y sub 1 is negative 7.7 and 9.2. And negative 4.7, 0.2 will be x sub 2, y sub 2. Plug your values in. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1, 0.2 minus 9.2 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, negative 4.7 minus a negative 7.7. Time you have minus a negative, that tells you to add that. So we have 0.2 minus 9.2, and that'll give you a negative 9 on top. And negative 4.7 plus 7.7 will give you a positive 3. So you have negative 9 over 3 or negative 9 divided by 3, which your slope will be a negative 3 in the simplified form. So your slopes for number 6 and 7, again, slope negative 5 over 2 for number 6 and negative 3 for number 7. Then number 8 says, is it 0 or undefined? Remember, you can write the word no slope on that vertical line. You can make a capital N for no slope. That means it's undefined, or you can use 2 points and you can show that there's no, while there be any kind of amount going up and down on the top, there is a 0 value on the bottom of that equation because you're not going left or right at all, and you can't have that. So this will be undefined for number 8. Number 9 says find the slope and y-intercepts of the line. The first one is easy for you. Y equals mx plus b. It is already in slope-intercept form, so it already shows you what you're looking for. Your slope of number 9 will be 6 over 5, or 6/5. And your y-intercept, remember you have to include that negative that goes with it. Your y-intercept is negative 10. Number 10 is not as easy to see because this one's in standard form. It's not in slope-intercept form. So what we need to do is we need to move it into slope-intercept form where we can see it. So we want 12x to go to the other side, just like we're doing with our standard form, but now we're going back the other way. So that'll cancel out. It'll leave us with 12y equals a negative 12x. Since it was positive on the left, it's negative on the right, equals negative 36. Then you have to get rid of 12 times y by dividing by 12. That'll cancel it out and leave you with y equals, divide the other side, both terms, by 12. Negative 12x times divided by 12 will cancel out and just leave you with negative x. And I put an equal sign by accident. And negative 36 divided by 12 will leave you with a negative 3. So you have, for your, it's in slope-intercept form now, y equals negative x minus 3, or y equals negative 1x minus 3, where we can see it. Now it's in slope-intercept form. You can see your m value as negative 1 and your b value as negative 3. So your slope for number 9, 6 over 5, your y-intercept negative 10. Your slope for number 10 is negative 1, your y-intercept is negative 3. Number 11 says write an equation given the slope and y-intercept. Just like our point slope form, this one we're going to leave a y, we're going to leave it equals, we're going to leave a space, and then put an x. So in place of that space, we're going to put our m, and in place of that next place, it'll be our b value. So we have our m value at negative 5. So it'll be y equals negative 5x, and our b value is negative 9. minus 9. So your equation for number 11, y equals negative 5x minus 9. You do the same thing for number 12. Again, this is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So y equals 1/4 x, since that's mx, plus b will be minus 2/3 for that equation. Number 12, y equals 1/4 x minus 2/3. Number 13 says write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. The easiest thing for us to see is the intercept, or the b value. So b's value, as you're looking at it where it crosses through that y-axis, is -1. Then you need to find the slope. If you use the 2 points that are highlighted to find the slope, look at the one that's farthest to the left and count how many times you need to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You went up 6 times, so it's +6. And to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. To the right 8 times. The number 2 can go into both 6 and 8. It goes 6 times. I'm sorry, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. So your slope of that one will be 3/4. So you have an m and you have a b value. Y equals mx plus b. Skip y equals, skip yourself a space and put an x. Then we'll plug in m and we'll plug in b. We found out m's value is 3/4, and we know b's value, we found out at the beginning, is -1. So y equals 3/4 x minus 1 for your equation. Number 14, again, we're doing slope-intercept form. We can't determine what our intercept is on this one. It's a little harder to see. So we find our slope real quick using the 2 points. Go to the leftmost one. We need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 5 means -5. And to the right, 1, 2, 3 times. So our slope is going to be -5/3. Then what we need to do is we need to find our y-intercept based on the information that we have. Based on the information that we have. Our points are named -5, 3. We'll use one of the points. We'll use this one on the right just because I looked at it first. That point's value is 2, -2. So its x value is 2 and its y value is -2. We're going to use the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, in order to find out what our b value is. Okay, so when you plug in y's value, it'll be -2, equals the m value we just got is -5/3 times the x value is 2. And again, we're just using this y value and this x value plus b. So we have -2 equals -5/3 times 2 plus b. We need to find out what b is. Easiest way to get rid of fractions, again, just like we're doing for our integers, this says -5/3 or divided by 3, so multiply all of your terms by 3. So 3 times -2 is -6, equals -5/3 times 3 will cancel it out and just leave you with -5 times 2, plus 3 times b is 3b. So when you multiply -5 times 2, you get -10 plus 3b on the right-hand side, and that's still equal to the -6. Get rid of -10 on the right by adding 10. Add it to the left side to balance it out, and you have +4 equals 3b. And then to get rid of 3 times b, divide by 3 on both sides. And now you have a b value to go with your m value. Your b value is 4/3. So what we need to do is we need to write our equation y equals mx plus b, plugging those in. Y equals, skip yourself space and put your x. M's value we found out right away was -5/3x, and b's value we just found out is a positive or plus 4/3. So your final answer for number 14, after all of that work, y equals -5/3x plus 4/3. Okay, for number 15, we're using the slope and y-intercept to graph the equation. This is y equals mx plus b. So your m value is 1/3, and your b value is 4. B tells you where to start. That's your y-intercept. It tells you where to begin. Your y-axis is the one that goes up and down because it looks like a big capital Y. So you want to start at 1, 2, 3, 4. Your slope tells you to go up or down, tells you to go up once and to the right 3 times. So up once and to the right 1, 2, 3 times for your second point.